That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
What social media tactics and lessons can we learn from the larger, influential businesses? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it up.
Hello, my Dark Horse friends and family. Welcome back to your daily dose of social media learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you, well, that's infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you are here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with another daily success episode on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those daily steps towards your goal every single day. All right, here we are, wrapping up our social media focus week. I wanted to share some thoughts that I have gleaned from some of the bigger companies that are out there when it comes to social media. I mean, let's be honest, right? Social media is not only not dead, but it's not going anywhere. Now, has its effectiveness as a marketing channel changed over the past few years? I think the answer there is probably yes, right? I don't think it's so much that it's just gone down, but it's kind of shifted as more and more people come to the various platforms to market. There's a point where you're like, oh my God, all I'm seeing is messages, right? I actually saw a post yesterday on my Facebook feed that said, how many of you are tired of the annoying advertisements? Or how many of you are getting many annoying advertisements? And what's funny is in my feed, I'm not seeing many annoying advertisements. I'm seeing advertisements, obviously, but I haven't found as many of the what I'll refer to annoying ones as I have in the past. But all that's to say that I think that businesses that fail to embrace, it's good speaking, isn't it? Embrace what's good about these platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and all the other various platforms that are out there, are going to miss some huge opportunities to engage with their prospects as well as their customers and create some so valuable buzz about themselves, about their businesses, and about upcoming projects and products, right? I mean, I think it's still a great channel for any business, small, medium, or large, to become a leader, or at least a thought leader in their niche, in their field, in their industry, and certainly can still play a pretty significant role in boosting profits as well as market share for your niche. All right, enough preliminaries. Let's talk about some ways that some lessons learned. I think one of the first things I've learned and would like to share with you is to vary your presence across these platforms. Each one of these platforms, again, be it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Pinterest, and I think the list keeps getting longer, but those are the major ones. Each one has its own preferred content, right? And it has its own demographic, and it has its own effective ways of driving traffic and engagement. And each one can be a little different. And with that comes the folks that are on it are a little different. So usually they're on it for different reasons, right? I think if you think about a LinkedIn, they're probably the more professional. They're looking to make business contacts and integrate that way. So if you're looking for partnerships and JVs and if I'm looking for a podcast guest and I think of a topic, I'm going to go to LinkedIn and look there first. Whereas on a Facebook, I think people are trying to socialize. They're trying to engage. It's kind of like that's the party place, right? And if you think about, Twitter, maybe just sharing information, right? So each one of these platforms has I'll call it a core usage, right? A core focus. And for the folks that are on there, so you may find your content that works amazing on Twitter just bombs on Facebook. So review your previous social posts and their engagement rates on each one of the platforms and see what trends are there so you can keep leveraging that against. And then go look out at some of the more popular, I call them influencers on each one of the platforms. And you'll notice a trend. What's your competition doing on Facebook versus Instagram versus Twitter that you're seeing they're getting high engagement rates on that can help guide you on how to vary your presence on each one of the platforms. And at the same time, here's the next one I want to share with you. It's okay to focus on a single platform, right? We chatted about this before, and I actually promote you being present on one platform, getting it down right, getting it zeroed in, and then moving on to the next. Especially a platform that resonates not just with you, right? Start with you, but then resonates with your core audience. Maybe your demographic really resonates with Snapchat. All right. Then that means it's time to get out there and get on Snapchat. And I say it like that because I don't go on Snapchat very much. I have it because my daughters have been there, so I get some things from them for that. But I'm a Facebook guy, I'm a LinkedIn guy, right? But if I start finding that I'm getting this, my core audience is moving over to Instagram, well, I'm going to turn up the fire on Instagram. I mean, you think about it. I think I read a story where Uber had focused on growing its followership on Facebook because, like I was saying, they're the more party crew, right? They're the ones out socializing. So that social piece of it meant they were going places, seeing things, doing things, taking pictures of their food, taking pictures of the places they were at. So they focused on that, and they grew it to like 21 million on Facebook alone. Whereas you think about Tesla, on the other hand, they had a few 100,000 on Facebook. They grew to millions on Instagram and Twitter. And I don't know whether these numbers were accidental or clearly driven on purpose, but they had better engagement on those respective platforms. And I'm betting as a result, better customer acquisition, customer retention, and engagement as well. And I think the next one after that is, do not think whatever business you're in doesn't translate to social media. You'd be amazed if you go out there and do a search on all the varied types of businesses that are out there, from, more philanthropic types of organizations all the way down to, UPS is out there, right? They're a B2B and B2C, but they have a presence on social media and they're leveraging that to engage their consumers. United Health Group, right? Aurora, a couple of health companies out there that I've used and one I'm still using. And then there's even like mining companies out there where they mine metal, right? So I don't think your business is quite as obscure as metal mining, right? But certainly, there's a way for you to engage your core base via social media. And then if you take your even most obscure business, I think the next part about that is, all right, well, it's just not just making this obscure business visible. I think you want to make the impersonal personal, right? That's what social media is about. It's about connecting. So I guess the question becomes, all right, Tracy, that's great news, but how am I going to do that? Well, let's take a lesson from like UPS. All right, I get my package from here to there, right? Well, what they did is they focused on a number of stories about their drivers. So now people were connecting with the people that were delivering their packages, their employees. Lyft did it by doing a campaign of connections. So they were talking about how their rides were connectors versus, well, rides, right? And there are other organizations more obscure that takes their fights for, say, climate change and champions them as a social responsibility. And as we all know, messages like this can really carry. So when you start talking about personal stories about yourself, right? Bring that to your social media, about personal stories of how you came up with the idea, the connections you've made, the things you're doing, the movements that you're trying to build inside your business, or that people can build with you as a result of doing business with you. The key here, I think, is really taking what could be impersonal and changing it into something personal and building that bond, that one-on-one connection with your prospect and your customer. And that, I guess, really kind of leads me right into the next one is, while you're really, for me, the social media platforms are about building a connection, right? Having a way to get your voice, whether it's digital or you use video and you're actually using your voice, to your prospecting customer, and then to hear their interactions, right? Their feedback via the likes, the loves, the comments, the shares. But at the same time, they start following you, right? Hey, come on over to my Facebook group, or like me on Twitter, or follow me on Instagram, or whatever. But don't get so wrapped up in those vanity metrics. And you've heard me mention this before. It's so easy to get caught up in that race to collect as many social media followers as possible. Yeah, I mean, and there are entire companies out there helping you buy followers, right? Using ghosts and bots and what have you. And by the way, those are against all the terms of services for each one of the platforms that you would be on. So I don't suggest you do that. Now, the problem with a method of doing this is, you accrue, you build up your followership, but for the most part, they don't engage with your content, right? And it kind of defeats the entire purpose of having the social media account, is that you're trying to engage with people. Yeah, I got 50,000 followers, but no one's talking to me and no one's listening to what I have to say. So really go through the work, build up your followership, build up your platforms, by, getting the content out there, by building the connections. And, if you think about it, let's use Instagram for an example. Instagram will literally rank your content lower, even if it's amazing content, if your ratio of likes and follows and shares to followers is low. So if you have a measly, and I say measly, right? If you have 50 followers and half of them are engaged with your content, doing likes and shares and follows and comments, right? Instagram's going to raise your content up and show it to more people, which is going to get you more followers, which hopefully those are all engaged followers, which will get you more engagement. And they'll show it to some more, and you'll get more followers, right? Whereas if you go out and buy 1,000 followers and you still have those 25 people engaged, they're going to show it to less people. And then you're going to like, well, that's not working. Let me get some more on here. And then you have 2,000. Now you still got that same 25. Maybe it goes to 30, and they show it to less people. So don't get all hung up in the vanity metrics. Get hung up on delivering quality to those that have raised their hand and have given you an ear and that you've already made a connection with. And I think another way you can do that connecting and hopefully avoid some of the vanity metrics piece is interweave your personal account with your business account, right? Because if you're trying to build that connection, what better way to do it than on a personal level? Drop some of your personal content information on your business page, right? You have nothing to hide, right? There you go. Right? Use your personal accounts to promote the content you posted on your business account, and vice versa. Ask your employees if you have any, right? Influencers that have, and friends that you engage, ask them all to engage with the content. The bottom line is your business account doesn't need to do all the heavy lifting, right? It doesn't need to be the one doing everything for you. Let your personal brand, you as a person, contribute to the impact on your business, and let your business impact your personal life. It does anyway. You may as well go ahead and do it on social media too. Look, I think one of the reasons why I decided to make social media a week-long focus, because it's such a big player out there. It can impact your business and your world so quickly and so effectively. I mean, so many businesses, I think, out there are thinking that, it's just a way to throw ads and do this and do that. And I'm hoping that over the course of this week, I've shed some light on the abilities of social media and how it can help you out. I mean, if you think about, here's another example I read about that Domino's had played second fiddle to Pizza Hut and in the fast food pizza arena for a long, long time. And if you go back to when Domino's started raising the game, social media played a major role in helping Domino's supplement its revival into the close first, or at least into second place. So, and Domino's did this by developing a digital marketing strategy that included allowing customers to order pizza through social media. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, you can order Domino's Pizza through your Facebook app, on Twitter, with a hashtag and an emoji. So it was kind of a win-win-win, because not only did these new ordering methods increase their engagement, it built this buzz and it boosted sales, right? Straight to the bottom line. So social media can simply be a way to attract and entertain customers, or it could be a way to drive a major new revenue stream, quite possibly, for your business. And, in that example there, Domino clearly demonstrates that you're only limited by what you're willing to try and do on these platforms. Look, and I get it, managing all this content and getting it all out there and posting it, and when do I post and what do I post, and the scheduling, and oh my God, I got to format it like this on this one, and I got to format it like this over here, and this one prefers video. I get it, right? Social media can be difficult, but that doesn't mean it's not worth the effort. I mean, just look at how each one of these platforms have become so integral, right? How interwoven into our lives, right? They have become a part of major influential companies across the board. You see their presence everywhere. And I think almost more importantly, how these same platforms can change the way your business appears to your customers, engages with your brand and other brands, and even how your business operates. So take these lessons to heart and take all the information I've spewed out here and the expertise coming from Jess on her interview on Monday, and use it, integrate it into your social media presence. I'm willing to bet you'll see the difference. Well, with that, here we go, wrapping up another awesome week here at the Dark Horse HQ. Now, I know you want to keep getting all these daily success tips as well as the awesome interviews I'm able to bring to you each week. So make sure you go on down there, hit that subscribe button while you're there, leave us a 5-star rating, and drop us some kind words in the review, yeah? Or even some words of constructive criticism. I'll welcome those as well. And then when you're done doing all that, come on over to the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com, put in Dark Horse Tribe in the search bar. We should be right there at the top. Come on over, hang out with us, ask questions directly, engage with fellow driven entrepreneurs. If for some reason that doesn't work for you and you can't find us that way, you can go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com/Dark Horse Tribe, all one word, and press enter, and you should see us right there to take you straight there. I look forward to talking with you, engaging with you via social media in the group. Alrighty, you get out there, you run your race, you get your results. Let me hear about them. Yeah, come on into the group and tell me about them, or email me directly at tracy@darkhorseschooling.com. Until next week, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com. www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.